It's been nearly 5 full days since Amazon premiered the first 2 episodes of Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power on Prime Video. But still, Amazon is hiding from criticism. They are still not allowing people to review Rings of Power on their own website. You can look right here, Season 1, be the first to review this item. And several people have tried over and over again. If you want to, you can click this and it goes down here. It says you can give a star review, but at the end of the day, you can't actually submit your review because Amazon is running and hiding from this criticism, despite the fact that they have claimed it's just a massive success. You remember this. Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power was watched by more than 25 million globally on the first day, says Amazon. Now, they used a funny word called sampled on the first day, which they did not explain what that meant. They have never ever released viewership numbers before like this, yet they somehow did it for Amazon's Rings of Power, trying to make people think that it's just the most incredible thing in the world, that it's just the biggest success possible, despite the fact that they've implemented this. Amazon's delay for Rings of Power reviews on Prime Videos, part of new initiative to filter out the trolls. The problem is, even what they told us, even what they put out there, clearly isn't true. Amazon Prime put 72-hour moratorium on reviews posted to its site. Well, we just gotta admit at this point that it's been far more than 72 hours. This came out 9 p.m. Eastern on September 1st for America. So let's just count, shall we? So Friday night would have been 24 hours. Saturday night. Sunday night, that would have been 72 hours Sunday night. Yet now we've gone through Monday, we've gone through Tuesday. We're not talking 24, 48, 72, 96. We're talking about far more. Yet Amazon still has not put it out there. They still have not made it available. This is pathetic. This is truly pathetic. And that is what's making everybody question whether this number has any validity. Because as we saw, once we finally got a third party to come out there, Samba TV, which tracks several smart TVs throughout the United States and globally and things like that, they came out with some interesting numbers themselves. They're saying that according to their data, 1.8 million households watched the premiere of Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power during its first 4 days. Now, simply something from Samba TV doesn't necessarily have a ton of impact or a ton of meaning unless you're comparing it to something else that premiered using these Samba TV numbers. Well, this didn't even beat Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus, which reportedly reached 2.1 million according to Samba TV, but it can't even touch something like House of the Dragon. It's direct competition. 4.8 million households watched the premiere during the first 4 days available on HBO and HBO Max. And even if you take out HBO numbers and just use streaming numbers, just use HBO Max, it still is far more than what we saw from Rings of Power. This is terrible news for Amazon, and likely all these things combined, that's why they're too afraid to do this. They are too scared, even though they said 72 hours to combat the trolls, and even though they lied about that, because as I can show you right here, they tried to pretend like we didn't put this out just for Rings of Power, it was just something we implemented. Well, I will go ahead and show you that you are fucking lying about that. So what's with the 72-hour delay in reviewing the new series? Of course, this was written days ago when people thought they would actually let it go after 72 hours. That's the stance taken by Amazon Prime, which has phased in a new policy holding off reviews of original content from its users until 3 days have passed. Skeptics believe it may be a tactic to stop the bleeding on Rings of Power, since some initial reviews were, shall we say, less than kind. Sources have confirmed its institution and claim it predates the new Lord of the Rings series. According to a person familiar with it, 72-hour waiting period was phased in earlier this summer, but not specifically around the launch of any one title. Instead, it was aimed at minimizing trolling or offensive review content, as well as authenticating the comments from actual viewers. I'm sure that all the 5-star glowing positive reviews, I'm sure they're not going to look too closely at those, are they? You know exactly what they're going to filter out. This is all in an effort to control the narrative, which they can't even succeed in right now. A League of Their Own, the episodic reboot of the Penny Marshall baseball movie, was the first title to reflect the update. So this is what they're saying. Multiple of these insiders have come out and say, well, we did it for A League of Their Own, so it was already instituted. You are fucking liars, and I can prove it right now. If you want me to prove it, I will, Amazon pieces of shit. You're trying to slip this out there, imagining people don't have the receipts. Well, A League of Their Own released on August 12th, 2022. I didn't watch it, I had no interest in watching it, but there was a significant backlash at times. And I remember very vividly, one of the showrunners and writers for A League of Their Own was out there begging for positive reviews. I can show you that right here. Will Graham, this person, showrunner, writer, director, A League of Their Own. To everyone enjoying At League on Prime, not the biggest deal, but we're predictably getting trolled hard on Amazon customer reviews, Rotten Tomato, IMDb, etc. This person was begging for positive reviews on Amazon on August 13th, a day after its release. Certainly seems like you hadn't instituted your 72-hour policy, right? But, that's just one person saying that. That's really not the evidence, right? What if I could show you this screenshot from August 14th? August 14th, which would be less than 72 hours. It would be around 48 hours. You have this person right here screenshotting this. 95 reviews on Amazon. This is on Amazon, right? This is from Amazon's homepage. That's what this is. You have a 2 stars, 95. So Amazon is lying to everybody. This policy did not exist. This policy did not exist before A League of Their Own, and it didn't exist before Rings of Power. They've made this story up to try to cover their asses, to try to control the narrative. But guess what? It's not going to work. Lord of the Rings fans are speaking loudly. They are standing up against the might of this big corporation. They are not going to allow Tolkien and Lord of the Rings to be destroyed without a fight. And right now, Amazon looks like they are running scared, and for good reason. It looks like they've made up a bunch of numbers to try to tell you how great this was. But really, when compared to the other streamers, it's a huge fucking disappointment. And now, after 5 days, they still are not allowing you to review Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power on their site. Because they know people hate this, because they know they can't control this narrative for much longer. Let me know your thoughts about this bullshit in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.